Happening tonight in Dalton, village officials there are planning to hold two separate meetings.
So for months, Mayor Tiffany Henyard has been at the center of scandals.
Tiffany Henyard, who was once celebrated as a rising star in local politics and the first female mayor of Dalton, Illinois, now finds herself entangled in a scandal that has rocked the town to its foundation. Accusations of financial mismanagement, abuse of power, and corruption have surfaced, casting a dark shadow over what was once considered a promising leadership career. Critics of Henyard had long questioned her management style, alleging that she exhibited unethical behavior and displayed an authoritarian approach to governance. However, recent developments have escalated these criticisms to an entirely new level, with serious accusations suggesting that she may have leveraged her political position for personal gain. These concerns about the integrity of Dalton's leadership have only deepened, and the unfolding events have sent shockwaves throughout the community. Both residents and political analysts are now left questioning the future of the town's government. The scandal reached a dramatic turning point when Henyard's romantic partner unexpectedly became instrumental in exposing her alleged misconduct through a shocking courtroom testimony. This individual provided a troubling account of corruption, misuse of authority, and questionable financial transactions, further amplifying fears regarding the state of the town's leadership, as documented in court records. According to these legal documents, Henyard's former partner testified that she had misappropriated municipal funds to indulge in extravagant shopping sprees, luxurious vacations, and other personal expenses unrelated to governmental duties. Perhaps the most damning part of the testimony was the assertion that Henyard had accepted bribes from local developers and contractors in exchange for favorable treatment, prioritizing private financial interests over the well-being of Dalton's citizens. The former partner further alleged that Henyard had granted lucrative contracts to businesses operated by her friends and family members, all while bypassing local procurement laws and disregarding ethical standards. These revelations paint a deeply concerning portrait of a mayor who allegedly exploited her position for financial and personal gain, eroding public trust in the town's leadership. Henyard's behavior during the courtroom proceedings only intensified public suspicion, as her emotional outbursts and erratic actions raised further concerns about her culpability. Witnesses reported that she lost control of her temper and shouted at her former partner during the trial, fueling speculation about her involvement in the alleged wrongdoing. Social media quickly erupted with backlash, as Dalton's residents expressed their outrage and disappointment, demanding Henyard's immediate resignation and accountability for her actions. Many began to question how they could have placed their trust in a leader who now appeared to have abused her power for self-serving purposes. As the legal battle continues, the pressure for Henyard to relinquish her office is mounting. Several members of the Dalton City Council, who were once considered her allies, have now distanced themselves from the embattled mayor. Some have even publicly called for her resignation, arguing that her continued presence in office would further erode the credibility of the local government. Even some of her most dedicated supporters, who had previously defended her against criticism, are now expressing doubts, signaling a significant collapse in her political backing. Henyard's defense team has attempted to counter the allegations, claiming that the charges against her are politically motivated, and part of a broader effort to weaken her campaign. Her attorneys have urged the public to withhold judgment until all evidence is presented in court, emphasizing that she deserves a fair trial before being condemned in the court of public opinion. However, despite her legal team's optimism, the relentless public scrutiny and the damaging testimonies continue to threaten her political future. The scandal has also exposed serious fractures within Henyard's inner circle, with her former partner's involvement shedding light on the alleged corruption within her administration. What was once a tightly knit group has now fractured, as many of her close friends and family members are reportedly reconsidering their loyalty to the mayor. The emotional toll of these accusations has not only jeopardized Henyard's political career but has also placed immense strain on her personal relationships, further complicating her ability to defend herself as the case unfolds. Dalton's residents are growing increasingly disillusioned with the mayor they once proudly supported. The town's first female mayor, who was once a source of community pride, is now overshadowed by allegations of financial mismanagement and unethical conduct. For many, the sense of betrayal is profound, as they feel deceived by a leader who was entrusted with the responsibility of serving the town's best interests, but instead appears to have used her position for personal enrichment. the fallout from the scandal has already had a significant impact on Dalton's political landscape. Even if Henyard is ultimately acquitted in court, the damage to her reputation and the town's political stability may be irreversible. The public's faith in the local government has been severely compromised, and many residents are concerned about the long-term effects of the alleged financial mismanagement. Taxpayers worry that the suspected misuse of public funds may have caused lasting economic harm to the town, raising alarms about Dalton's financial future. Political analysts warn that the revelations surrounding Henyard's alleged misconduct could have far-reaching implications for Dalton's political environment. If further damaging evidence emerges, the town could face a leadership crisis. The growing calls for an early election or the appointment of an interim mayor to restore stability and transparency in the local government are becoming more urgent as residents demand accountability. The intense emotions surrounding the courtroom proceedings have only fueled media attention, with Henyard's outbursts and repeated interruptions of testimony becoming a focal point for journalists and social media users alike. Many have interpreted her behavior as an indication of guilt. The stakes are exceptionally high for the mayor, as she now faces the possibility of criminal charges, substantial fines, and even potential imprisonment if the allegations prove to be true. As public outrage continues to grow and more damaging revelations come to light, it appears increasingly unlikely that Henyard will be able to withstand the mounting pressure. While her legal team remains steadfast in her defense, the overwhelming accumulation of evidence and the emotional strain of the trial are taking a severe toll on her political career. The demands for her resignation have only intensified, with many residents insisting that she step down immediately to bring an end to the ongoing political turmoil that has consumed Dalton. In the end, even if Henyard is ultimately found not guilty, the damage to her public image may be permanent. This scandal has raised serious concerns about the integrity of Dalton's municipal government, leaving many residents feeling betrayed by a leader they once trusted. The political repercussions of this controversy are expected to linger for years, leaving Dalton's future uncertain as the town seeks answers regarding the allegations of corruption and financial mismanagement. With each new revelation, public patience continues to wear thin, and the demand for justice grows louder. Tiffany Henyard's once promising political career is now marred by scandal, and whether she can ever rebuild her reputation remains to be seen. For now, the residents of Dalton wait anxiously for the outcome of the legal proceedings that will determine the fate of their embattled mayor.
Eviction lawsuit. NBC5 has obtained a copy of an eviction notice filed in Cook County Court. It names Henyard and her boyfriend Kamal Woods.
The depth of the corruption surrounding Tiffany Henyard is becoming increasingly clear with each new revelation. As more members of her inner circle become implicated in federal fraud and theft cases, it seems more inevitable than ever that her political career is coming to an end. Among the most shocking developments is the involvement of her boyfriend, Kamal Woods, who is rumored to be in custody and providing crucial information about her questionable dealings. The speed at which he has allegedly turned against her has shocked many, marking a major shift in the scandal. To fully understand the significance of Kamal Woods' betrayal, it is essential to examine the timeline of events. Over the years, Tiffany Henyard carefully cultivated a network of associates who were willing to take the fall for her actions, while she remained seemingly untouchable as the mayor of Dalton. However, this system began to unravel when she unexpectedly disappeared from the public eye, leading to widespread speculation about her whereabouts. Some believed she was hiding, hoping that the investigation would eventually lose momentum. However, her biggest mistake was underestimating her own vulnerability. Henyard's sense of invincibility, reinforced by the loyalty of those around her, ultimately failed her. As her options dwindled and the pressure from federal investigators intensified, even her closest allies saw no alternative but to protect themselves at her expense. The most significant betrayal came from Kamal Woods, who, realizing that his own freedom was at stake, reportedly began cooperating with authorities. For him, turning against Tiffany may have seemed like the best option, especially with the future of their child to consider. Henyard's political empire was built on her ability to control her inner circle. She relied on a group of devoted individuals who would shield her from the consequences of her actions. This carefully constructed system allowed her to maintain her public persona as a powerful leader while engaging in shady dealings behind closed doors. However, as federal investigators ramped up their efforts, the network she had depended on began to collapse. One by one, her allies succumbed to the pressure and started cooperating with authorities, providing crucial testimony and documentation that could further damage Henyard's case. What makes Kamal Woods' betrayal even more shocking is the fact that he was not merely a passive figure in her life. He was deeply involved in many of the questionable activities that have brought Tiffany Henyard under scrutiny. Although his name is officially listed as her partner in divorce documents, his influence within her inner circle extended far beyond their romantic relationship. Kamal Woods' willingness to assist federal authorities suggests that his involvement in the corruption network is far more extensive than initially believed. His cooperation could be the final blow to Tiffany Henyard's political career and possibly her freedom. Federal investigators appear to have expertly navigated the situation, targeting those closest to Tiffany Henyard with precision. As her allies face legal consequences, they have turned against her one by one, providing incriminating testimony and further unraveling the web of corruption she created. With each betrayal, Tiffany Henyard's once untouchable position grows increasingly fragile. The authorities' well-executed plan has left Henyard with few places to hide, as the individuals she once trusted now serve as her greatest liability. The corruption surrounding Tiffany Henyard has shaken Dalton to its core. As the investigation continues, it is becoming clear just how extensive her misconduct truly was. Her entire operation depended on a system that remained effective only as long as her allies remained loyal. However, when faced with mounting legal pressure, that loyalty has rapidly disintegrated.